again, Gerald. It's nice to see you.
Hi, Matt. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good, thank you for asking. And from what I could tell, you enjoyed the last time, and you're telling me now that you wish to learn more about Wondershare Filmora?
Yep. Teach me all about it.
Alright, well, first things first, I'm just going to have you just review our training video, so if you just want to take the mouse and click on the training video there, it'll just explain a little bit.
Hello students, and welcome to another edition of our user guide for service skills. I'm your host as always, Matthew Byer, and today we are going to go over Wondershare Filmora, which is another editing software used on PC computers that can be used by people who cannot afford or do not have Adobe Premiere Pro. It can be found on Google, and once you go on there, it can be purchased for its entirety for roughly $30. Okay, so now that I don't really need that. Now that I've got that out of the way, I'm just gonna show you how to do it then. Essentially, the first step you're gonna want to do is to simply open up Wondershare Filmora. So, just you have to wait a little bit here. Okay. Now once that's done, the next step then that you want to do is to open up the full feature mode. This will then basically open up the entire project for you so that you can see what can be done. And then once you do, it'll show up like this. From here, then what you're going to want to do is to import all the video or audio or pictures that you have. And for this example, we are looking for 6 pictures. So, in order to enter all this data, we are going to want to first click on the Import Media Files here, which is right here in the center of the screen with the blue arrow pointing down. Once you click on it, well, I already had it preset, but essentially what you would do is to go on to whatever you have your stuff, and then just highlight the stuff that you want, and then hit open. This will then import all the different stuff into your program so that you can use it. With the file selected though, we are obviously going to want to use an opener then for this project. So, in order to add an opener, you're going to want to first go over to text and credits, and then select the opener area here. And then from here you can choose all the custom-made openers that are already available to you. For this instance though, we'll simply use opener 8. So just click the arrow in the center here and it'll add it to the program. So, but as you can see though, it doesn't have the text that we want. So for the next step then, we're going to want to edit the text that's already inside. So to do this, you're going to want to click on the text on the screen here, and then you can, from here, you can basically just edit it the way you want it. Since we do not need this one, we're going to delete it, and to do that, you just highlight the words here, hit delete, and that just creates an empty box, and then just click anywhere. And then as you can see, that box is now gone. And then from this one we can just rename that, and we are going to rename it Funny Cat Pictures. Or photos, I mean.
Cat theme again from last time.
Is it recording right now?
Oops.
Yeah.
Alright. And then once you're done adding all of that into it, all you have to do is just hit OK.
So far?
Yeah, it shows up here.
Yeah, it'll show up there then.
With that completed, we'll now want to add the files that we had put in before. So, in order to add the files, we're first going to want to just make sure to move it to the very end here, because if we were to, like, say, have it here, and then hit import, that'll put the file that we want at the very beginning, but obviously we want it at the end, so in this case we'll just move it to the end here. And then we'll just keep on doing the same thing until all these pictures here are added to the program. With the images inserted then, we can now move on to the next step, which is to add a credits roll slide to the end of the project. So what we're going to want to do here then is to once again go back into text and credit, only this time instead of opener, we're going to go to end credits. And for this instance though, we can just choose credits 2, which will basically add in a credit slide similar to the opener, but obviously you can pick from any single ones here, but as I said, we're going to stick with the second one.
So the beginning and the opening, ending?
Similar to the other ones, we can edit
right here?
what's in here the same as we did before.
if you were to
And
just scroll that out, which will
we're gonna
explain
go
the
with
video
Billy
in a
Bob
bit,
for the name
it'll
here.
show like opener, yada
goes.
yada.
And I can see you
Other
can add
letters here,
music
so we don't
then
need
too.
them.
Yeah,
I used
Then once you
Apple
have
on
the
Mac one time I made videos.
text that you want inside the box,
Okay.
just simply hit OK.
So it's similar to that.
But
yeah. Like Apple, obviously.
one
has some
other
editing
thing though
programs
that you
too,
may
but
want
this
to add
just another
occasionally
one
is
that
simply
you can use
text
on
box on the
PCs,
inside.
apart from Adobe
For
Premiere.
example, for pictures 3 and 4 here, you decide that you want to add something to it. So you could do this as well. And once again, you don't really have to go that very far from the text edit area either. With this menu still selected, go over into the Titles tab here, and then from here you can add basically like a little description or a quote or something, whatever you feel like it. But in this instance, we're just going to use this one here, and then we're going to hang on. We're just going to hit it twice then.
Yeah, you notice there I kind of made the mistake. of
Oh,
just
one
hitting
thing
it
to note
twice.
too is that you can zoom in and
When you
zoom
do
out by
that,
I like
simply
that where you zoom
clicking
in.
right above the
That makes it easier.
videos here, and then
Yeah.
just simply like
Like I said too, those.
dragging to the right
Is this-
in order
is
to
this space? Is the
extend
picture
it, get a
you
closer
extend
look,
it all the
or
way
to
that line?
zoom out
I
by
don't fully
moving it to the
understand the
left.
question.
In this
So this
instance,
is
we're
going
just
on
going to want to
from that
adjust
bar to
the
that bar.
lines
Yeah, it's
here.
the same amount of time. It just increases the
And
amount
then here we have
of
our
distance between the
little text
files
size.
there.
Yeah.
For
Instead of
example,
the
if you
other
want
ones,
more
we
precise
can edit it the way we want
area
it as
that
well.
you want to
Zoom
cut
it
it,
a
you
bit
can
more.
zoom it in so you can get
For this
to
first
the
one though,
exact
we are
point
going to want to
2
change
seconds that you
the
want it at.
text to liquid cats. But obviously we don't want it to be this big as well, so we can also adjust the size, and for this instance we will set it to size 44.
And you can drag it anywhere.
Yeah,
then
exactly. In this instance,
just
we're
drag
gonna
it
have
down
you
to
just
the
drag it
corner.
to the corner.
And once that's done, just simply hit OK. And I'll show the same thing again here on the next one over. For this instance, we'll use Gravity Cat not unused.
I found it fitting because there's no legs on the ground.
And then just like before, switch it to size 44. And then hit OK once you're done.
One thing too that I forgot to mention this is that
Now,
when you're
if
in
you
that
were to
screen
go
too,
to
you
the
can
very
adjust the
beginning
font,
then
of
of
course,
this project, you will notice
change
that,
to the different area.
well,
I see
you don't
it's
really hear
different kind of
anything.
fonts on there.
Yeah.
It's that since we use pictures, there's no audio that comes with it, so you decide that you want to add like a song or something to the project. Well, you could do just that. With the little menu button here, you could just simply go into music, and then there are a bunch of
Is this
preset songs that are already
These
put
are
in here
preset
for you.
songs, not ones you put in.
For
Yeah,
this
these are
instance,
preset songs, but you can import MP3 files of songs.
we are
that you
going
have that you
to
want to.
I
suggest.
used Joe Bonamassa the one time I did.
Okay. Yeah, in this instance, I just use that one. there.
Always in Dreaming one right here. And essentially, from here then we have
Move it
our
right to the
music
beginning.
file.
Yeah.
But obviously this isn't the only way to do it too. Like, alternatively, you can also import music as well, so if you have an MP3 file anywhere that you want to import, you just go and find it the same way that you do with pictures and videos, and just simply import it that way. One thing though that you may notice here is that obviously the music file is a lot longer than the video itself.
Yeah.
So this is where our next step comes in. That's to basically cut down the various files and programs that we have
This
in
is
the
one
video.
that people definitely
So to do this, you're going to
really
want
know how
to
do.
use the line here to basically select the spot that you want to cut the line. Then right-click the file you want to cut and hit split. This will then split the file into two separate different audio files that can be moved around, rearranged, and whatnot. However, since we just want this one right here, we could just simply click on this one
And delete.
and hit delete.
So the music will start after. an
Once that's
picture
done, then
screen.
you just
Yeah.
you're gonna want to just
can drag
take
it.
this,
Yeah.
hold down the left click button, and drag it back to the start of picture one here. And similarly, you're gonna want to just go to the end of the credit side here, and then do the same thing as well.
Delete
Hit
that
split
thing.
Yeah.
and delete what's left after it. Apart from just adding the music itself, you can also edit
So that
the
audio
file
clip
that you
was
put on here as
36
well.
minutes long.
To edit it, you just double click on the file,
no,
and
that's
then it brings you
36
to this
seconds.
location
Okay,
here.
got it.
You can
It's
increase the speed
milliseconds,
that
seconds,
the song
minutes,
plays
hours.
as, its duration, the volume level, have it fade in or fade out, the pitch, and so on and so
So you
forth.
can do transitions.
Yeah.
For this instance, though, we're going to want to set it to 30 seconds and have it fade in at 5 seconds, as well as fade out at 5 seconds.
This way.
And then, of course, once
music
you do
progression
that,
did
you can
loud
just hit
on 5
OK
seconds
then.
and fade last 5 seconds.
And then we can just hit the spacebar here, just get an idea of what it sounds like already as it is. As you can see, it faded in and out before. So, the last thing though that we're going to want to add to this file here though is basically just transitions between the various scenes, because as you can kind of see here, just the sudden change can kind of be distracting a little bit, so we're going to want to just spice that up.
Yeah,
So what you're going to want to do is to select
lowered it down
transitions,
to this training video.
and then from here you can just choose any kind of file that you want to do a transition for. In this instance, we're going to want the dissolve transition here. And in order to install a successful transition, you're going to want to click right before the area that you want it to be. In this instance, we're going to want to put it right here.
So one goes out,
Go
one
up to
goes
the
in.
transition you want
Good
and hit
plus.
add to project.
And then you
This then
get-
adds it to the project successfully the way we want. And then we're going to want to just continue to do that throughout the entire thing up until about here, just in between pictures 5 and 6.
Yeah, the reason for that is because at the end,
Then
there
essentially
really
what you
isn't
have here
anything for it
is,
to attach onto there.
So
essentially a
and
finished
these are the
product. We'll
transitions?
just
Yeah,
go
it's
to the
basically
beginning, just watch it
transitions
through
between
one
files.
time, just to make sure we have everything set properly.
So you got the intro, you got the pictures, you got the transitions, you got the music.
It appears that we have done everything correctly that we wanted to do. So, when you're satisfied with the video that you have here,
Yeah.
the final step then that you will want to do is to basically finalize and then export your video. Now to do this, you're going to want to follow these steps. You are first going to want to go up into export here. And once you click on that, then just hit create a video.
So now you're creating.
This will then bring you to this screen, and this is where you can basically just do all the different settings that you want. You can change the resolution,
MP3,
which will in turn change the size of the video, so just be
Yeah, if you
cautious
want
of that.
just the
You can
audio,
change
yeah.
the location where the video is going to be,
This is a
and you
video
can
you
rename
want
it.
in
In this
MP4.
instance, we're
That
just
way
going
it'll
to name
get
it
everything that you've
Funny
done.
Yeah,
Cat.
and just,
Photos.
I'm a fan.
Then once that's done, you can just select the format that you want. Most programs, though,
I believe MP4
prefer
is
MP4 format, so
and I
it's
actually
best to just keep it on that.
funny wrong.
And then just hit export.
I'll have to fix that.
Then from here, it'll basically just take a certain amount of time depending on how long your video is. And a 33-second video like this one will only take a few seconds, while videos up to an hour long can maybe take an hour or more, depending on how fast your computer is. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is basically how you run Wondershare Filmora, and I certainly hope that you guys enjoyed it. Oh, and of course, here's the final video as well.
And yeah, then it just shows up as any. Especially if you want to import
All of you
from
take care.
YouTube or something like that. But yeah, that's the training video then, and then next I'm basically just gonna have you run through that entire thing.
So I'm gonna create a video.
Yeah,
That's
but-
my mission.
yes.
Alright.
First things first, though, I just want to fix that. Okay, so, and then I obviously have a user manual here then as well.
Yeah. So like a step-by-step
Yeah.
thing to do.
I can kind of guide you through
Okay,
this.
but I go right here to Wonder.
Yes, Wondershare Filmora right
Okay.
there.
Wondershare Filmora. Okay.
Yep.
Just stay right where you're at. I think I can do this. And
Yeah.
I'm in a full feature mode.
Yeah.
All right. That's step number 2. So I'm rocking and rolling already.
Yeah.
Okay. So on to step 3 now. I got to do something.
Hang on. First things first, I gotta delete that. That was from when I created the training video. I forgot to remove it.
Okay. And I think the next thing we did was find pictures, wasn't it? Import media files.
Yeah. Import media
So
files.
I go right here. Import media
that's
files.
One way to do it, and then you're gonna want to go into cat pictures right there. Then.
Yeah. Okay.
And then you're gonna want to select all 6 of these pictures.
Okay, so I can do that all at one time, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Just an easier way to do it.
So I got all 6 pictures in. Now I want to do that text thing in the beginning, right?
Yeah, you're gonna want to put the opener in first, though.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like, you could put all these files in first if you really wanted to. However, since we want to have an opener, sometimes it's just best to start with that first.
Okay.
Now, what you're actually going to want to do is to go down to text and credit.
Oh, yeah.
Right there.
And then you scroll.
Yeah, everything's there, but on the side you can see, like, further tabs, too, that separate it.
Okay, titles.
You're going to want to go to opener.
Opener. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I can just pick any one of these?
Yeah. Though for this instance, you're going to want to choose opener 8.
Oh, so you're telling me what opener to use. Okay. Alright.
You're going to want to click on the edition.
Alright, and then I want to start.
Go back to the file. You see that blue circle with the edition sign in there?
Add to project.
Yeah.
And now it added.
It adds to it.
Okay.
Double click on it.
Okay. And then from here, I hit the wrong button.
Hit OK.
Alright.
Actually, gonna hit the space bar just to play it a little bit. Okay, now double click on the title there. Yeah.
Alright.
Sometimes it just takes a little while.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna make this. Can I name it anything I want, or do you want me to? Can I put my name on it? Or is that alright? Gerald's video.
You're gonna want to, for the title, I'm gonna have you put funny cat photos.
Okay. So I'm gonna say funny cat pic photo.
Oh, yeah, either's fine, really. I guess.
Pics. How about the pics?
Yeah.
Funny, and I want to get rid of this. Your present. I don't need that.
Yeah. However, but since you are sticking with the funny cat photos, I'm gonna actually have you also recenter that a little bit too. So, what you're gonna want to do is just drag the line.
Right here.
Yeah, exactly, right there.
Because that line pops up in the middle and it's centered. Okay, and how do I zoom again? I can go right down here.
You're first gonna want to hit OK. Actually.
Oh, yeah.
That'll
okay. That saves it there.
Yeah.
And then I zoom here. Yeah.
That's one way to do it, but alternatively, you can just go right above the line here too.
Okay.
Yeah, like right there.
Oh.
And just do it that way. That's personally how I prefer to do it myself.
I'm gonna do it like that. So now, so now I gotta get some pictures, right? So
yeah. To do that, what you're gonna want to do is lay it out in the. Yeah, that is
transitions, music, media. I go to. Is it media?
Yeah, media.
And then I get the pictures, and I can just drag them right down.
Yeah, and you're gonna want to do it in order too that it is.
Can I do them one by one or all 6?
Start from picture 1 and go to. Yeah.
Okay, so there's picture 1.
You're actually gonna want to move that one to the top one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Here.
Delete that one. Actually, you kind of inserted it wrong. Right click on it.
Right click.
Delete.
And delete. Okay. Sorry.
Go to the blue circle.
Add to project.
Yeah, right there.
Oh, that's easier.
Yeah. Okay. That's actually one mistake that I was just about to mention before you hit that. No, you don't have to delete anything. You just leave it the way it is.
Move picture 2 to picture 1 spot.
Yeah. Whenever you add something to the project, you're always going to want to move the line to the end.
Right.
This way, it'll just add on to.
Right. So I can go there and then go to picture 3, and then it worked. Hey, awesome. Good advice.
Yeah, just keep on going until each and every one of those there is completed.
That's interesting with the line. It's a great way to do it, though.
It is a little different, though, because I know from experience of Adobe Premiere Pro that it isn't like that. Like, if you click the button, it will just add it to the end, but this one's a little different.
Okay, now I got all 6 pictures in. I got the opener, and this is where we did the closing thing, right?
Yeah,
the credits.
from here you're going to want to add the end credits slide.
Okay.
Hang on, let me just...
And do I have to hit OK anywhere before I move to the next part?
One moment, actually.
Okay.
Let me just make sure that
Elements,
we're at the
screen,
right spot here.
text credit, transitions, filters.
You're going to want to go to the text credit option.
Okay, I just don't recall where that one is. So
It's on the main line, like right here.
oh, here it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I probably should have
Text credit, and then
end credits.
end credits. Yeah, that makes sense. So there's 14 options. Can I pick one, or do you want to tell me what one?
I would prefer you to use credits 2 for this one.
Credit 2. Okay.
Yeah.
So credit 2.
Yeah.
And is it okay if I put it after that line there?
Yeah, that's actually exactly where you want it.
Okay.
But
And
one thing though is that obviously your name isn't Jane Doe.
Yeah, so we'll have to change that.
Yeah. So just put in your name then.
Alright. Well,
Actually.
I can make the font bigger.
Alright.
In fact, I don't really need a lot of credit for this. I'm kind of fine with it being smaller.
Alright.
Alright. And then that's got to go down in the corner.
You're going to want to center that actually.
Okay. That's centered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just make sure it's centered horizontally too, actually.
Okay. I can do this. Oops. There
Right
we are.
there.
Okay.
And then just hit OK. That way.
I'm going to zoom it this way though, and I'm going to center it again. I want to make it that way. And there we go. Okay, sorry. Directed by me. Alright?
Alright. Then just hit OK.
Oh yeah. Gotta hit OK. Alright. And now we added music, I think was the next step.
Actually, the next step that I'd like you to do is to actually add some text to pictures 3 and 4.
To pictures 3?
Yeah.
Okay.
So as you can see, there's kind of nothing there. So
yeah.
you don't have to hit anything up there yet.
Okay.
So for this one, I'm going to want you to go into the titles screen on the side there, as labeled on the user manual here.
Okay. And what one would you want me to use?
The title 29 is the one that I'd prefer you to use for this one.
Okay, and I go like that.
That's 33, actually.
Oh,
so.
I hit. Okay, yeah. I can right click and delete those.
Yeah, or you can do it one other way too. Like you don't have to actually have to hit it, but go up to just edit for one moment.
Up here.
Yeah, right there, and then you can just do the
delete
undo
there.
or
Okay,
but obviously you deleted it already, so you don't have to worry.
Okay, so title 29. Let's try this again.
Yeah, add that
I'm on
one
picture 3.
One thing I forgot to add in the video title too is you're gonna want to just play it a little bit first.
Yeah, so it shows up.
Yeah. Then double click on the text, and then you can change it.
All right. So I will say this one is the this is like the ones that were in the. So I can call it anything.
Liquid Cats.
Liquid Cats.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's hard to tell whether these cats are liquid or solid.
Yeah, I get it.
And also,
I just want to center it here.
Well, actually, for this one first, I'm gonna actually want you to lower the font size too, because we don't want it covering up the entire thing like that.
Okay.
So just highlight that.
Yep.
And then you see that box right there?
Yep. I know how to do that.
Yeah. Just go straight to 44 there.
44 it is. Yeah. And then drag this one in the corner.
Yeah.
All right. Whoops.
Yeah. Do be careful there. It's easy to mix those up sometimes.
Okay. Liquid Cats, and I hit OK.
Yeah.
All right, and then I'm gonna go to picture 4.
Yeah.
And which number do you want me to use?
And do the exact same thing. Just title 29. Then hit the space bar just to play it a little bit. Then.
And then stop. And show it up.
Yeah.
Double click. And what did we call this one? Then this was
one was Gravity Cat Not Amused.
Gravity Cat. What was the last part?
Not Amused.
Okay. And then I'm gonna change the font again.
To highlight everything, it's just
easiest to do that.
Yeah, it's easier.
And
alternatively, you could do the same thing over there too.
Okay. 44.
Yes. Right. Although you're gonna have to get the last two.
I'll get them. I saw that they didn't get me.
Yeah. That's why when it comes to highlighting, it's actually a good idea to highlight it on this screen here. Yeah. This way you can get everything.
Yeah. So I'll put that here.
Yeah.
And I see, I'm not going to do it, but I see I can bold it and I can change
like
background color and stuff too.
Yeah, you can change the color of the font, the locations where it's at.
Okay.
Actually, do you want to click on that again? I want to just explain that a little more for you.
Okay.
You can change the bold
Center,
settings,
italicize,
italicize,
and background color.
Yeah, and even the font itself, like the font design, the Times New Roman.
Can I just do this? So I want to make that one just because I can make it black. I think it'll stand out more. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so I'm gonna hit OK. So now I've got the opener, the credits, opener and credits, and I got pictures 6. I've got 2 of them labeled, and now I think we're gonna do something with transitions. I'm not the brightest bulb in the room, but I think it was transitions next, wasn't it?
Actually, do you want to take a look at the user manual just to be sure?
I can see. Step 13.
Yeah.
Some text. We did 13.
Yeah.
Okay, 14. Double click, title line box, press okay, like we did that one. 15.
Yeah, looks
size
like
and location to do this. First highlight the text. We did that one.
Looks like step 16.
16 we're done. On to 17. You want to add music to your project. Oh, music is next.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can do import an MP3 file, or I can select one that's already in there. So we were going to select what's in there.
Yeah.
And we were going to...
You don't have to go there. You're going to want to hit music right next to the text and credit button.
Oh,
right
I always forget about that part. Okay. Yeah. Any particular song?
Yeah. For this one, I'm first going to have you go to, I believe, the Tender and Sentimental one is where it's at.
Well, yeah. That would be just perfect.
And then the first option right there, the Always Dreaming.
Always Dreaming. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, and this is where I think you did some adjusting.
Yeah, in the training video, I had it moved all the way to the very beginning. So just go to the file there, hold up, left click and drag it all the way to the end.
Done.
All right. Now from here, you're going to want to just cut down the audio file a little bit because obviously this video is only 30 seconds. Excuse me, 33 seconds compared to the 2 minutes or so that's there. So what I'm going to want you to do is to drag that line all the way to right after picture 2 and right before picture 3.
Oh, right after picture 2.
Yeah.
Before picture 3. So like right here we'll start it.
So like right on the line right there.
Oh, right here. Okay.
Yeah. Then in order to cut the file then, you're going to want to go over to where the line is right above the file. On the line, right click on it,
and
then hit split.
Split, that's what it was.
Yeah.
And then this side I'm going to delete.
Yeah, that side you don't need.
And then I drag it again.
Yes.
To the beginning. Done. And now I got to do the same thing on the other end.
Hang on, I don't know if that's exactly what. To the beginning of picture 1, so just back it up a little bit.
One spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so we started there.
Yeah. And then you're going to want to go to the end of the credits.
Okay. Do I drag this?
Yeah,
down?
you can drag that there.
The end of the credits?
Yes.
Alright.
And then you're going to want to do the same thing then on that end right there.
Right click, split, and on this side, I'm going to delete this. Alright.
So, yeah, and then obviously you have your file then.
Yep.
You want to just go to the beginning just see how it looks so far?
Right here? Sure.
Yeah.
And all I can do is just hit a play button right here?
Right there. Okay. Or the space bar too. Okay. Either way works fine. But you might want to adjust the same way as the music file. So. But you probably noticed though during that the whole thing that there wasn't any transitions between the two, so that will be the next thing that we want to do.
What number are we on here?
Actually, hang on, I skipped a few numbers. We're first going to actually want to edit the music file itself.
Oh yeah, the feed in. Go right here to the music.
Double click on the music file there.
Yeah.
That will open up that menu there.
Yeah. So we could fade in. Should I put these all the way to the right?
Yeah.
Fade in. Fade out.
Yeah, and then you're going to want to
turn the volume down.
I was actually going to suggest that. But bring it down to 80.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you know to 80? You're just putting a number, or you you sound like you knew what you were doing.
Well,
there.
it says right there like what you're setting it at.
Okay.
So, like everything on this side here is what you want to do.
I see that.
And then also just because of copyright issues, because obviously if this goes on YouTube, it can strike copyright if the song is longer than 30 seconds. You're gonna want to just lower the duration a little bit. That increases it, and just make it 30 there.
30.
Yeah.
So what was that though? If it's over 30 seconds?
Yeah, it's the fair use law.
I did not know that. So I hit OK here?
Yeah.
Alright.
Like, technically it is still the same size, but it speeds it up a little bit too, because double click on that again, actually, I'll show you what I mean. So if you notice the speed there, it's actually
1.1.
Yeah. So that means that it's just being sped up this time so that it can meet that quota.
Yeah. No, but we didn't put in the 1.1.
Yeah. That's because when we switch the duration of the video, it automatically
sped that up to adjust it. Okay, got it. So it plays faster in order to get... Okay, got it. Alright.
Yeah.
So we got the music faded in and fading out.
Yeah.
Right.
You can just hit OK then.
Oh, yeah. Silly me. Alright, and now the transition part.
Yeah.
Transition right here.
Yep. And then for this one...
Dissolve?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to hit... Now, the other thing, too, I remember you kind of put this, like, right before.
Yeah, that's usually the best way to do it, just to make sure that it's at the right spot.
And I hit dissolve.
Yeah.
And then now that showed up, so I did it once.
Yeah, and like if you were to hit play, then you can see that it dissolves.
And then do I have to put it in the same spot then?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there...
You can just leave it right there and then hit dissolve again, and then it'll...
And I could just do this a few more times. Alright, let me just do that. It's number 2.
Yeah.
Dissolve, number 3. Dissolve between those 3 and 4.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I also did put a one in between the opener and the first pick.
Yeah, I actually wanted you to do that, so that's perfectly fine.
Alright.
Yeah.
So I did all those. Do I have to hit OK anywhere?
Nope, for this you don't have to do that, but I'm going to have you do one thing, though, because if you notice in the training video, I didn't have you put one at the very end.
Yeah.
And I just kind of want to show you why. So just go right before the end.
With this?
Yeah, with the line there. And just put one more in. And I'll
see what happens?
Yeah.
It won't take it.
Well, it will, but it'll cover up the entire back end there. So bring the line back to the beginning here, and then you can just see the difference between the two.
I can.
So, that transition.
And it goes to like a black slide.
Yeah, it goes... Actually, that worked out pretty well.
Yeah, that one did, because it went to black.
Yeah, you can leave that one there, actually.
Okay.
That's actually pretty nice.
Okay.
But most of the time, though, you don't really want to have to worry about that. So
once in a while, blind squirrel gets a nut once in a while. I got lucky in that one.
I honestly wasn't expecting that. That actually turned out pretty cool. Okay. Then do you just want to play from the beginning then, just to
do a test run?
Yeah, exactly.
So I start here, and I can hit the... You told me space bar I could do. Here we go.
Yeah.
And music.
It is. Likewise too, you can have additional videos there too, but if you want a particular video though to be shown, you want it in the first bar there. That's why during that one part I had you just...
Now, I think we have to publish this thing.
Yeah.
Create a video.
Yeah. Hang on, let me just check one thing here though first. I just want to see the time. Okay, we're doing good on time.
Right.
Yeah, to do the finalization, you're going to want to go into export.
Yep, I got that.
Go to create video. And then you can basically just...
Save to the desktop.
Yeah, that saves it to the desktop, and we can leave it at MP4. And as you said too, you don't want to really adjust it for anything else.
Yeah, so we'll just leave it.
Well, depending on what program you want to upload the video to, you might want to change it though eventually.
Now, just out of curiosity, I won't hit buttons, but you can go right to YouTube here, Facebook, Vimeo.
I think that's what the V1 is.
What is that's like an iPhone or something or a phone.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just gonna hit export.
Hang on, you're first gonna want to. Yeah.
What do you want me to put for the name?
Do Gerald Funny Cats.
Okay. Gerald Funny Cats video. Funny Cats. All right.
Yeah. And then just hit export.
All right. It's converting.
Yeah. It'll take a few seconds, then obviously, and then once
working.
that's done, everything will then show up on.
And this should work. I mean, because we did it right. That wasn't too bad.
No. But that's pretty much it. That's essentially.
Seriously though, if I had the directions that you have written out with the pictures, you could train a chimp on how to do this. I think. So.
Yeah.
Okay, close it out.
Yeah.
Then.
And then, just hit close, and then you can X out of that box there.
All right.
And then
just minimize maybe.
Yeah, minimize that, and then.
We'll see if it plays from the big screen.
It should be right there.
Gerald, Funny Cats, and there we are.
Yeah. We did it.
Success.
Well done.
Thanks, buddy.
So do you feel Well, Gerald, it was a pleasure working with you.
Thanks, buddy.